It's just fantastic.
Captain's log, subdates 211211.8. I can't help but feel a certain amount of pride that the US criminal justice system has gotten something right. It's just a shame that this correct verdict will yield probation as a sentence. So Juicy Smalltits has in fact been found guilty of 5 counts out of 6 that he was facing. But I have of course skipped ahead, and we should go back. On December the 1st I made a video mentioning that we were about to enter the trial. I didn't think it would end this fast, but I'm very much aware there won't be a sentence until January. But I want to explain how he got to guilty, as it is quite delicious. Early on in the trial, Juicy Smalltits' attorneys asked for a mistrial after the judge called their evidence irrelevant in front of the jury and then physically lunged at one of the actor's lawyers. This came in the midst of a defense's cross-examination of one of the Osenderos, who had claimed he was paid to help Smalltits stage the crime, as attorney Tamara Walker grilled him about his alleged homophobia and passed derogatory remarks towards the suspected, gay men. Osendero acknowledged he used the word fruity ass to refer to a man he suspected was gay, and Walker asked if Smalltits, who is openly gay, knew that he had said such things in the past, which led to Judge James Lynn calling this collateral, indicating he did not see any relevance of it to the crime because it was from a past event, which then led to Tamara Walker asking for a sidebar. While the attorneys conferred, Tamara claimed he physically lunged at her when she presented the motion for a mistrial, which has been denied, but it did cause issues in the trial itself. But Judge James Lynn did say, when you said the word mistrial on these grounds, frankly, I was stunned you'd even consider a mistrial based on this. I marched right back behind my bench, adding that he did not lunge at Tamara Walker. This led to many people within the defense, the family and all that for Smalltits, to notice that the judge snarled multiple times, and this is an indicator that he holds the defense in contempt, which means he's biased, which also means mistrial with prejudice. During the trial, Juicy Smalltits took to the stand and testified a number of things that we didn't know. Under oath, he did confirm that this was no hoax, and that he and Abimbola Osendero had been to a number of gay bathhouses together. They had done some recreational, things. I can't name the brand, I'm afraid. Could have been sherbet, could have been Haribo, could have been a refresher bar. Think of any confectionery and try and associate it with something a little more illegal. Recreational, perhaps. Along with doing what my housemates at uni would call coursework together. Coursework being code for alone time. This did lead to a number of people speculating that perhaps Juicy and Abimbola were perhaps in a relationship, but it was confirmed no relationship. However, Smalltits did contradict these claims by saying that he and Abimbola got a private room, and there was some touching, with Juicy Smalltits saying we went alone. We got a private room again because they went a second time. We made out a little bit, and this time we masturbated together. He also said that he felt under immense pressure when he was on Empire, which was one of the reasons he turned to recreational activities, including, whatever it was he was using, with Abimbola supplying him with these recreational confectionaries, which has since been confirmed to be sherbet. You know which one that is. You know exactly which one that is. Along with partaking in the devil's, is it lettuce or sprouts? At this point I don't care which one it is. If you smoke sprouts though, you have real issues. During the trial, Juicy Smalltits asked the special prosecutor to stop reading out certain words because it was offensive to every African American in the room. It was the N-word. If this word is so offensive, as was pointed out by a number of people, why did he use it repeatedly? So what do you think Special Prosecutor Dan Webb did next? During the 6th day of this trial, Juicy Smallbits, at the request of Dan Webb, was made to read out his own messages as evidence. And this was after he repeatedly said, "No, I will not do this. Lol, 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 lol." This trial is amazing, and we don't even get to see pictures from inside because it was all banned. On Tuesday, Jussie Smalltits exited the courthouse following this testimony ending, him saying, "Thank you for being respectful, y'all, appreciate it," with closing arguments taking place on Wednesday. On Thursday, former Empire actor Jussie Smalltits was convicted on charges that he staged an anti-gay, racist attack on himself almost 3 years ago, and then went on to lie to Chicago police about it. The jury found Jussie Smalltits guilty on 5 counts of disorderly conduct, 1 count for each separate time he was charged with lying to the police in the days immediately after the, alleged attack. The 6th one he was acquitted of. This one was related to lying to a detective in mid-February, weeks after Smalltits said he was attacked. The charge is a Class 4 felony. This carries a possible prison sentence of up to 3 years. But many people do believe that because of what Smalltits is, what Smalltits represents, he will more than likely get probation and community service. The jury's deliberation took just over 9 hours, with him still maintaining, Jussie Smalltits that is, that he is the victim of a real hate crime. Away from the trial itself, something I found fascinating came from places like MSNBC. When Jussie Smalltits claimed to have been attacked, every presenter for that channel, network, whatever you want to call it, were on his side. But since he's been found guilty, they have all gone silent. But there is one small group that have taken a side. Social justice organization, and I'm reading it from the LA Times, not giving an opinion here, Black Lives Matter, still stand with Jussie Smalltits. Old friend of his though, Don Lemon, is no longer supporting him. Earlier in the week, Black Lives Matter backed Smalltits during the trial. After the verdict, Black Lives Matter Los Angeles leader Melina Abdullah told TMZ that its stance has not changed and Smalltits still has the organization's full support. Quoted as saying in a Tuesday statement, "As abolitionists, we approach situations of injustice with love and align ourselves with our community because we got us. So let's be clear, we love everybody in our community. It's not about a trial or a verdict decided in a white supremacist charade. It is about how we treat our community when our corrupt systems are working to devalue their lives. In an abolitionist society, this trial would not be taking place, and our communities would not have to fight and suffer to prove our worth." I wonder if that changed since the verdict as far as statements go. Don Lemon, though, said something else. He had to make up too many lies as to why he didn't want to do certain things, to cover another lie, and I guess he got caught up in that because he took the stand himself. He got angry with the prosecutor as the prosecutor poked holes in his story, calling the only other witnesses liars, adding, "Here's what folks are concerned about, that what he did might undermine future victims, legitimate victims of hate crimes." Don't get me started on the word hate crime, it drives me nuts. But it is interesting. It's that thing of crying wolf, potentially harming justice further down the line. Now for the sake of it, Jussie Smalltits' defense team are going to appeal this and they firmly believe that they will win. Arrogance. That is what apparently drives these people. You've been found guilty on 5 out of 6, and your client faces 3 years. I would start by having him doing some road sweeping, post-haste, lickety-split, in, a lovely warm Chicago winter. The best way to sum up this entire charade, to end it, although we're not really going to end it until we have a sentence, would be a tweet from Blair White. "Poor Jussie. Hope he doesn't beat himself up over this. Ta-ta, everyone."